In today's digital world, every click, every product view, and every purchase tells a story. Some businesses listen to that story and grow, others ignore it and get left behind. So think about this. Two online stores can sell the same product at the same price, but the one that understands its customers, tracks sales performance, and knows which product drive profit will always win. That advantage comes from data, and more importantly, the ability to analyze that data. Hey, my name is Augustine. Welcome back to the BI Analyst Hub. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to transform raw, messy e-commerce data into clean, interactive, and insightful e-commerce dashboard, all in Microsoft Excel. So by the end of this series, you won't just know how to build a dashboard. You understand how businesses use dashboard to identify their best selling products, track revenue and profit performance, and make decisions that increase sales and reduce losses. So here's the deal: whether you are a student, or a data analyst, or a business owner, or even you are someone looking to build a real world Excel project for your portfolio, this tutorial is going to level up your skills. So, what are you waiting for? Just grab your laptop, open your Excel workbook, and let's turn ordinary data into powerful business intelligence. See you there. All right. So, this is the part two of the advanced Microsoft Excel e commerce dashboard. So, if you have not watched the first video and the part one, I will recommend that you watch the part one before you move to the part two because there are certain things that we did in the part one that is going to be very useful in the remaining parts. So, kindly watch the first video. I will leave a link in the description section to the first video, and then I'll also link a link to the data set and the practice files that I use so that you can download and then follow me so that we can all be on the same page. Perfect. Now, in the first part, as I said, we did all the, data cleaning and transformation, and then we were able to, insert our pivot table, and then we did all the, necessary things, right? Perfect. So, in the part two of this video, we are going to focus on the DAX calculations, and then we will see if we will be able to, uh, design the, dashboard, right? Perfect. So, let's see. But before we start with the calculations, I think there is something that we have to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Power Pivot, and I'll go to Manage, right? So before you start with the analysis, you have to make sure you understand the data in your columns, right? You have to understand the data in your columns, and then you know what every column or every table contains, right? So I've done that. I know my data in and out. So you make sure you read your data, you know what your data is about, right? Perfect. So I already know. So what I want to do is in the future I would want to have some calculations or have some measure. But then the measure that I want to have, mm, I need to have some column here, right? I need to have some column here before the measure will be able to, before I'll be able to do write that measure. Don't worry about that. I'll show you what I'm trying to say. Now, uh, if you recall, I told you we have three fact tables, right? So we have the transactions underscore fact table, we have returns underscore fact table, and then we have what product cost underscore what fact table. So we have three fact tables. So watch here. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to expand this. Perfect. So kindly follow me, and then I'm going to write this. In the future, I'm going to show you or tell you the reason why I did this. Right. Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, when you check the product cost fact table, we have this table here. We have unit cost here, right? We have unit cost. So this is the what we will say. This is the cost of what the product, right? This is the unit cost of the product. But I want to have this unit cost in this transactions fact table here, right? I want to have that unit cost in this fact table, transactions fact table, right? Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a function called lookup value, right? I'm going to use a function called lookup value. So just follow me. This lookup value is, I think, is going to be very messy, but when you are able to follow me, you understand it. So control enter, and then you come to the next line. Just select and tab to indent it. So the first argument that it requires from us is what? The result column name. What result, or what do you want to return? So we want to return the unit cost in what? The product cost table. Do you see that? So this is the product cost table, right? So fact table product cost. So enter to, bring it, comma, and then the search column name one. Now the search column name one is what is the column name that is uh, unique, that we can use to link the or that we can use to return the unit cost in the product cost, right? So the unique column is what? The country code in what? The product cost fact table, right? Perfect. So I'll bring return now. If we were, you see this one, the product cost is what? A fact table, and then we are trying to return something in a fact table to another fact table. So you ask yourself, why didn't we just in the future just write related function so that it will return something that is not in the same table? Now, because these two tables are fact tables, the return function is not going to work, right? That's why we are using this approach. So don't worry, we are going to understand it. So I'll press and shift key enter, and then I'll come to the next line. Now this is where we are going to use what? The related function. Now the related function requires a column name. Now the country code that we are using as a unique column, as a unique column. Which table is it related to? Now the country code is related to what? The customers table. So in the customers table, we have what? A country code, right? We have this is the country code. So customers them country code, right? So enter, comma, and then what is so sorry, we have to close this before we bring the comma. And then what is the search column name two? Now the search column name two is going to be our month number. So this month number in the product cost table, right? So don't worry, just follow what I'm doing, comma, and then next line we are going to also use the related table also requires us to input a column name, and then a column name that is related to this month number is what? Date table our date table month, right? So our date table, this is the month, is it month name? No, the month number, right? Perfect. So let's close it and then comma, and then what is the search column name three? The search column name three is going to be our product key. Sorry, product key. The product key in the product cost table, right? So what is the product? Yes. So comma, tab to bring it in. Comma. I know this is very messy, but then just follow me and then you good to go. And then the set value three. The set value three is going to be fact table, the product key in the transactional table. The product key in the transactional table. So this is a product key in the transactional table, comma, comma, and then the search column name four is going to be the product cost. Sorry, the is it time or the year in the product column, right? The year in the product column. So just type year, and then you see in the product cost table we have what? Year. So double click, and then comma, and then shift enter. The last one is what? Related, and then so this year column, right? This year column in the product cost table what column is it related to? Right? It is related to what our date table year. So this is what we are trying to have. So shift enter, close it, shift enter, close the lookup, table. So this is what we've written. Now mind you, anytime you are trying to return a table, uh, a column in a fact table to another fact table, this is what you have to use, right? This is what you have to use. So as I said, if you were just to return a column in the customers table to the transactional underscore fact table, would have just used just one line, right? Just one related function, and then we will be good to go. But then since we are returning a column from a fact table to another fact table, we have to use what? The lookup value. So this is what we have. Let me press enter, and then you see we are going to have the what do you call it? The unit cost here, right? Perfect. So do you see that? Perfect. Perfect. So let me double click, and then I will name this to what? Uh, Product cost. Then enter. Perfect. So we have what? The product cost in what? Our transactions fact table, right? Perfect. Perfect. All right. So let's see what will happen. Now we can go back to Power Query, sorry, to our normal worksheet, and then we can start with what? Our analysis. Perfect. So the first analysis that I would want to, start with is, what do you call it? Let's go to pivot, Power Pivot. You see measures here. Click on the drop down, and then click on what? New measure. So the first measure that I want us to have, let me expand this. I want us to have is what? The gross revenue, right? So watch here. So the reason why I brought these calculations is to have all my measures stored in this calculations table, right? So here you see the table name. The table name is referring to the table that you want to store your DAX measure, right? So just click here, scroll down, and then choose what? Calculation. So it means that all the DAX measures that we are going to write will be stored in the calculations table. And then this one, the measure name is going to be what? Gross revenue. And when I come here, I will make it big. So now the function that we are going to use is what? The sum x function. We could have used the sum function, but then mind you, the sum function only requires what? A column name. But then the sum x function requires what? A table and then an expression. So the sum x function serves as what? As an iterator between the two columns that we are going to put here. Right, perfect. So what we are going to do is it requires what? A table. The table that we have to pass is what? Is the transactions underscore fact table. So we are going to say Excel, go to the transactions table, right? Now return the unit cost, sorry, the unit price in the fact table, and then multiply it by what? The order quantity in the transactions fact table. So we see here we have what? Transactions underscore fact table order quantity. Do you see that? So uh yes, it's order quantity. So double click, and then here we can close it. Then always click on check formula to see if you have errors. So you see no errors in formula. So this is what? A currency. So we choose currency, no decimal place, and then we choose what? The dollar sign here. And when you hit OK, let's see what we are going to have here. So we have the gross revenue here, right? So when you drag it here, let's see, we have what? 81 million dollars, right? We have what? 81 million dollars. Perfect. So this is what? Our gross revenue. This is what? Our gross revenue. Now the second measure I want us to uh calculate is the total refund, right? The total refund. So click on new measure. Let's come here, let's expand this. I always expand it so that you see it, right? So this one was going to the total refund, and you come here, the same thing, sum x. So now this one too, we are going to see this one, total refund. We are going to see we are going to use the returns table, right? So returns underscore fact table comma. Now what we are going to do here is we are going to say multiply the return, sorry, go to the returns table, right? And then let's look at the return quantity. You see the return quantity. Then we are saying multiply, we should multiply it by what? The unit price in the returns table. So you see, by just type in unit, you see we have what? The unit price in the returns table. So you double click. Now we only wanted the column, but it came with the table, right? So this is a qualifying way of writing your DAX, measures, right? So you close it, you check your function or your formula, no error, come to currency, no decimal place, and then hit what? Okay. So this one too, when you drag it here, you see you have what? 6 million, blah 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 blah, right? So this is what? The total refund. Perfect. Now we can move on to what? The total discount. We can move on to the total discount. The same thing, go to power pivot, measure, new measure, then let's expand this as you always. So the table name is always going to be calculations, right? Then this is going to be what? Total, sorry, total discount. Total discount. Perfect. Let me make it big. The same thing, you are going to use some X, and then the total discount. We let's see. Let's use the transactions table, comma. Now we have some column in there. Let's see, extended. Okay. So we have some column in the transactions table, named as what? Extended amount, right? Named as what? The extended amount. So this is what we are going to use. Double click, and then we are going to multiply it by what? The discount column. Do you see that? The discount column in what? The transactions fact table. So we double click, you close it, check function, no error, currency, then no decimal place. Just follow what I'm doing and then you understand. Okay. Then you are going to get a total discount here. When you drag it here, you see you have what? 2 million plus dollars, right? Perfect. Now we are good to go. We can continue now. It's time for us to just calculate for what the next the net profit or the net sales. Sorry, the net sales rather. The net sales. Right, perfect. So the net sales is very simple. Let's come here, expand this. Then this is going to be what? Net sales. Perfect. So the net sales is going to be very simple, right? It's going to be the gross profit. Sorry, why do I always keep saying gross profit? Gross revenue minus total refund minus what? The total discount. Now let's understand this. The gross revenue is the revenue that you have accumulated without taking care of what? Your deductions, right? Or your expenses, let's put it that way, right? So that is what your gross revenue. But then your net sales or your net revenue is going to be the final revenue that you have gotten after what? The deductions. So after your you've paid your maybe your workers, you've paid everything, right? You've paid everything. So you've taken your refund, your discount and everything, right? So that is what the net sales, or you can, let's say, net revenue. Revenue. And then this is going to be very simple. So just bring your uh, square bracket and then you see all the measures that you have here. So the gross revenue minus square bracket, total refund. Is it total refund? Okay, let's see. Total discount minus square bracket, total refund, right? Perfect. So this one we don't have to close anything, right? So let's check everything is perfect. Currency, no decimal place, and then hit OK. Let's see what we are going to get. Perfect. So this is what we have, right? This is what you have. Now, we are not done. We are not done. So let's see the gross revenue. Let's see our cost, right? Let's see our cost. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Power Pivot once again, measures and then new measure. So let's expand this. And then this is going to be what our cost of sorry cost of goods sold, right? Costs. So let's expand this. So the same thing, sum x. Now this one we are going to use the product cost, right? So let's see. So this is where this is the cost of goods sold is the reason why I used the lookup value to return the product cost to uh, the transactions table, right? Perfect. So this one we are going to do take the transactions table. Now locate the product cost in the product transactions table, right? So watch here. So let me clear this. Let's write transactions. Then we are going to see the product cost, right? Let's search for the product cost. So you see, this is the product cost, right? This is the product cost. Product cost, that's transactions underscore fact table, product cost. Now you are saying we should multiply it by what? Is our unit? Yes, our unit cost, the unit cost in the transactions table. So you see in the transactions table, you have what unit cost and then unit price. Now that we are finding for calculating for what the cost of goods sold, it is advisable to use what the unit cost. So you double click, then you close it, you check function, and then everything is working perfectly. Now, if this was if let's say we were using a one fact table and then one lookup table or dimensional table, we will not return the product cost in the fact table. So we would have used what a related function, right? We would have used a related function. So if you want to learn more about the related function, just watch my previous, lessons or tutorials, and then you'll be good to go. So this one too is currency, no decimal, then hit OK. Hey, what are you getting? Sorry. We are getting some funny number here, right? I'm getting some funny number here. This is a very funny number. 2 billion. $2 billion, right? It's a very funny number. So let's check our function. Right? Let's check our function. So in order to edit this function, you don't have to come to new measure. You come to what? Manage measures. So when you click on manage measures, all the measures that you've written will be shown here, right? So let's see. This is what cost of goods sold. Click on it or select it and then click on what? Edit. Now let's see where the problem is coming from. Let's expand this. Let's see. All right. Where's the problem coming from? Oh, I see. I see. So instead of you multiplying the product cost, right, by the quantity, we are multiplying it by what the unit cost. Do you see that? Yeah. So it's as if we are multiplying two costs, right? So that is where the problem is coming from. So it will be transactions, and then this is going to be what order quantity, right? Perfect. So it's going to be order quantity, not unit cost. Forgive me for that. So let's check formula. Everything is working perfectly. And let's hit OK. Then you can close this out. Then do you see that this becomes what 24 million, right? Perfect. So we have corrected that. So 2 billion here adding. All right. So let's see. Now I think it's time for us to get the what do you call it? The profit, right? Right, the profit. So let's go to pivot, power pivot, new measure. Then let's see. This is going to be our profit margin. Perfect. And then let's make this big. Now the profit margin, because you have our net sales and then our net revenue and cost of goods sold is very simple. So bring your square bracket, double click on net revenue, and then subtract it from what square bracket your cost of goods sold, right? So let's check everything is working perfectly. Currency, no decimal place in it. Okay. So our profit margin is what? $47 million. Our profit margin is what? 47 million dollars. Now let's, I think it's left with two or three functions, right? Perfect. Uh Before that, let me right click and then edit the name of this measure. I think we should be net sales for us to, quickly see that. Hit okay. So the same thing, we just change the name, right? We just change the name. So just click on this to go back. Let's go to new measure. New measure. Now let's see the number of customers that the business or the company is having, right? Or the company has or have or whatever. So we are going to do hashtag customers or customers. So what we are going to do is we are going to use should it be count? So this one we have two different ways that we have to do it. So are we interested in seeing the number of customers that we have, whether they've made purchases or they've not made purchases? So I think that will do. Let's see general, the customers that we have in general. So let's do a distinct count of the customer key, customer customer key. Yeah. Okay, the customer is key in the customer table, or we can just simply do the count rules of what the customer key, because in the customer key or in the customers table we have what unique customers, right, or unique ID. Now because this is a number, we are going to choose number. And this we are going to choose a whole number. Let's choose a comma separator if in case it runs to 1,000 number. So okay, let's see. So we have what in general we have what 701 customers, right? Whether they've made purchases or they've not made purchases. So in general we have what, 701 customers. Now let's see the number of products that we have, right? So the same thing, new measure. Let's come here, and this is going to be the same thing. Hashtag products. Then let's come here. So this is also going to be count. Now this one I'm going to use count rows and for you to see something. Now we are counting the rows of the product key in what the product table. Right. So you see this one I'm using count rows. Right. We are counting the rows in the product table using the what product key column. Now we are going to get what are we getting error? So see we are getting an error here. So it's saying calculations error in measure blah blah blah. A single value or column in a product table cannot be determined. What is happening? Oh, okay. So this one requires a table. The count rows requires a table, but we are putting in what a column. So it should be just product underscore them, right? This is what we are trying to get, right? So whether we use this distinct or count rules, I think we are going to get the perfect or a correct number, because the product table is a lookup table because it contains what unique values, right? So let's check that and see if we don't have any error. This is a number. Let's choose a whole number, comma separator in it. Okay. Now we have 349. Now watch here. Assuming I go back and then I edit this product. So instead of, let me make it big so that you see it. So instead of saying count rows, I can also see distinct counts, right? Now watch here. You see, now distinct count, it doesn't require a column, a table, but rather what a column. So now we are going to pass in the product key. Sorry, the product key in the product table, right? So something like this. You see, this one is also working perfect. Now, I'm showing you the other way. Watch it. The first one was 349. Now this one is the same. Is going to be the same, right? So whether you use distinct or use count rules, using the product table, you're going to get the same thing because the product table itself contains what unique value. So we don't have to use distinct, right? So you see, we are getting the same thing, right? Perfect. So the next or the last measure is going to be what? Uh, the number of transactions that we've had over time. So transactions. So this one is very simple. The name says it all. So we are going to count. Let's count the rows in what the transactions table. So this one, if it is 10 transactions, repeat one transaction repeating 10 times, let's count it. Do you see that? Perfect. So this one is going to be number, a whole number. Perfect. So now 60,000 plus, so it means over the years we've had what? 60,000 plus transactions, right? 60,000 plus transactions. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the pivot table, go to design, and then I'm going to choose this in color, right? Yes. So I always like to use this color. Perfect. Now let's format this. Let's exit this and format this. Now I'm going to select this, select this, select this, select this. I'm going to select it like this. Oh, sorry. Let me delete it. All right. So I'm going to select these numbers here and then control one. I'm going to format it, right? So watch here. What I'm going to say is I'm going to go to custom. It's already on custom, and then I'm going to go to general, and then I will delete everything on under general. So watch here. I'm going to bring my square bracket, and I'm going to say greater than or equal to 1 million. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Then I'll end my square bracket, and then I'm going to bring my dollar sign. I'm going to see 0, comma, comma. Should I bring a? I don't need any decimal place, right? Perfect. So this is going to be. So I'll introduce my double quote and then bring million, right? And then end my double quote. So when you watch here, this now what $81 million. So I'll bring my column, my is it semicolon or column, whatever. So I think semicolon, right? And then I'll bring my square bracket again, and I'll say greater than or equal to 1,000. So 3 zeros, and the double quote, and then I'll bring my dollar sign, and I'll bring 0. This time around, the comma is going to be 1, then into bracket, or sorry, into double quotes, and I'll bring K, and I'll close it, and then let me copy this, and okay. So you see, we have, edited this, right? Or sorry, we have formatted it. That's the correct word. Perfect. Now with the transactions, I'm going to select only the transactions, go to custom, and then I'm going to paste this one in, right? But then I'm going to remove the dollar sign because the transaction is a number, right? Going to remove the dollar sign. Do you see that? So we have what 61K. So I'm going to what click on what okay. The format type is wrong. Oh, okay. So let me I already end this one, and I'll bring 0. Perfect. So this is what I'm trying to have here. So perfect. So I'll hit OK. And you see this one too is what 61K. So this is what we are trying to. Alright. So now that we have all our measures and everything set, let's start designing the dashboard. Right. So before that, I'm going to double click on this, and I'm going to name this analysis. So analysis, so that you will be able to know this is the analysis sheet. So I will add a new sheet, and I will double click on it, and then I will say this is what the transactions sheet, right? Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on this and then auto hide it, and then I'm going to go to view, turn off the headings, and then also turn off what the grid lines. So turn off the grid lines. So we have what a nice canvas here. So I'm going to do control A, and I'm going to go to home, and then the background color, I'm going to minimize the white like this. Perfect. So next one, I'm going to go to insert. I'm going to go to shapes, and I'll choose this rounded rectangle. So I'll drag it like this, position it here, maybe bring it down a little bit, something like this, and I'll play along with what the roundness, right? Perfect. So something like this, and then control one to remove the line, the black line around the border, right? And the fill color, the color we are going to use a custom color. So come to more colors, then here delete the color here, and then the color I'm going to use is 43 7E C2. So 437E C2. If you are using the RGB, the red is 67, green 126, and then blue 194. So I'm going to click on it. Okay. And I'm going to cancel this. So this is the color that we are going to use. Something like this. Perfect. Now I'm not done. I'm going to make sure we all be on the same page. So I'm going to select the chart. Sorry, the shape. Come to shape format, and then with the height, let's use 6.39, so that we all be on the same page, right? And then with the width, let's use 2.7. Perfect. So we can all be on the same page, right? Perfect. So something like this. Perfect. Now I'll go to the insert tab again, illustration, shapes, and then this time around I'll choose this rectangle. So I'll do something like this. Something like this is okay. Perfect. So I'll bring it here, bring it up, bring it here a little. Do you see that? So I'll select the rectangle, control one, I'll say no line, and I'll say the fill color should be white. Did you see that? Perfect. So this is what we are getting, right? I'll bring it here a little bit. I think you should bring it up. So something like this. I think it's okay. So you take your time and then make sure you design it nice. So you select the rectangle again, control one. We will go to, okay, not control one. Let's go to shape format, and then with the shape effect, let's go to shadow, and the shadow should be something like this. No, it should be top right. Yes, so top right, something like this, right? Perfect. So let's go to shadow effect, the shadow again. Let's go to shadow options, and then let's play along with what the transparency. I think the transparency, I think some is a shadow. Okay, I think this is okay. So control one, sorry, not control one. Shape effect. While the rectangle is selected, go to shape effect, shadow, shadow options, and then the percentage is what? Let's make it 90%, right? Perfect. So something like this, I think is okay, right? Perfect. Now I'll go to insert again, go to shapes, and then I'll choose this rounded rectangle again. I'll drag something like this. Forget about the size. Let's play along with the roundness. Something like this. It's okay. Place it here. The size is going to be, let's go to shape format. The height, uh, let's make the height 1.53. Then the width, okay, then the width should be 1.22. Perfect. So something like this, right? Let's position it here somewhere here. All right, so control one to change the color. So we are going to say no line, and then the color is going to be our blue color, this color, right? Perfect. So that is what we have here. Now we are going to duplicate this, place it here, duplicate it again, duplicate, I think four, yes, four times. Now what we are going to do is select this one, go to or select it and then control one. Instead of you using the blue color, we are going to use this color, right? And we are going to give the transparency to be 50%. Okay, I think this is okay, right? Perfect. Now we can exit. You see that we will select this one, go to home, double click on the format paint, paint it on this, right? Perfect. So this is what we have. This is amazing, right? Perfect. So we would select this, duplicate this one, bring this one here. Let's expand it like this, bring it down a little bit. And let's play with the roundness, right? So we are not seeing it clear. Don't worry, don't worry. So we are going to bring it here. This one too, let's play along with the size. Go to shape format. The height of this should be I think 4 point I think 06. Perfect. And then the width should be 5.51. Perfect. Now this is going to is extending, sorry. So let's shape this one up a little. Perfect. So that this can also be placed somewhere here. Perfect. So let's leave some white space between them, right? Leave some white space between them. This is perfect, right? So we are going to, let's shape this one here, and so that we will align it with this. So we'll go to shape format, align, and then let's align it towards to the left. Do you see that? Perfect. So this is what we are getting. Now this one too, the interval. Sorry, I said the interval. The horizontal space or distribution should be the same. Select all the shapes, go to shape format, align, and then let's align or distribute them horizontally. Do you see that? Perfect. So we are making progress here. Now I'm going to select this, duplicate this, place this one here. I'm going to change the size. The height is going to be the same thing, right? 4.46, sorry, 4.06 like this. And then the width is going to be 4.39 like this. Perfect. So this one, why is it extending? So it means this, did we? This is okay. Then it means this, we should extend the white background like this. Do you see that? Yes. So that this one, let's extend this a little bit. Perfect. So this one will be somewhere like this. So in order to have the same spacing between them, let's select this. Let's do distribute horizontally like this. So do you see that? Perfect. So this one, the space between this and this is the same thing, right? Perfect. So let's extend this. So this one will be somewhere here, right? Perfect. So this is what you've been able to get. Let's then bring it down. Select this, and then let's align it to the top. Perfect. So do you see that? Perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to home, find and then select object. So I'm going to select everything like this. Do you see that? Perfect. And then I'm going to bring it to this place. So something like this. Make sure they are both, in the center like this. Do you see that? Perfect. So this is what I'm having. So escape to escape. Now, what we are going to do is we are going to duplicate this, dashboard. Right. So we'll right click and then go to move and then select what, make sure the transaction sheet is selected, then create a copy, then hit OK. So we are going to save this one here, double click on this, and then we are going to name this as what, quantity ordered. Hit enter. Now don't worry about this. We are going to right click, or if you want, you can just hold your control key. Sorry. Select this, sheet, hold your control key and drag it here. Do you see that you have made a copy of this? Double click, and then this is going to be our net sales. Then hold your control, drag it here, and then double click, and this is going to be our profit margin. And then hold your control once again, come here, double click, and then this is going to be our returns. Enter. Perfect. Now this is what we are going to do. We are done with the transactions. Let's go to quantity, order quantity. Now this blue color will move to here, right? So select this, click on the format paint, and then paint it on this. Now select here, click on the format paint, and then paint it on this. Do you see that? So it means when we are on the transactions, the highlighted one is on what, transaction. When we move to quantity order, the highlighted one will move to the second one. Do you see that? Right. Let's go to sales. Select this, copy, paste it here. Select this, copy, and then paste it here. Do you see that? So it's moving. Now let's go to profit margin. Select this, copy, and then paint it on the last one. Select this, click on the format paint, and then paint it on this. Do you see that? Perfect. So this is the shape, or this is what we are trying to get, right? This is what we are trying to get. Forget about the label and everything. In our next section, we are going to handle that. So thank you very much for watching this part. Then if this is your first time watching my video, please like the video, subscribe, and then let's grow together. Perfect.